This little boy was abused by his own father, and now he cries for help. Welcome back, friends. Today we have prepared a very important and interesting video for you. Cum is very afraid, but this guy is going very fast. Look how he runs. Let's see if he can catch it. Because it goes very far forward. It has fear. Look, there it is. He is very afraid. What happened? I'm not going to do anything to you. I want to help. Smell it. I don't want to do anything to you. I want to go. Don't worry. Quiet. You don't know very rarely for all that. When she learned that the adoptive parents loved their son very much, the woman regretted what she had done. She understood that she had been wrong all along. People passing by often threw various food and money at the woman, but none of them wanted to approach her or take the baby in their arms. People started talking about the woman and her baby all over the city, and soon volunteers from an animal shelter saw the video and decided to help them. They brought the woman and her baby home and gave them food and clothing. A girl from an orphanage decided to take part in the city's annual photo contest for children. Suddenly, a young man appeared on the stage and offered to dance with the girl. Everyone gasped when they saw who it was. It turned out to be Alexander, a famous dancer who had once been a judge on a popular TV show. Together, the girl and the guy performed a wonderful dance, after which they received a standing ovation from the audience. It turned out that her wish had come true, and she was now living in luxury. The young man had a big fight with his mother and packed a few things in a bag before leaving the house. The young man agreed and soon began to feel at home in the shelter. However, after a while, the guy began to miss his family and realized that running away from home had been a big mistake. But when he returned home, his mother didn't even want to talk to him, believing that he had embarrassed her. The boy walked around the city for a long time until he came across a shelter for the homeless, where he decided to spend the night. The mother admitted that she had been unfair to her son and promised to become a better person. Then she offered to move to another city where nobody knew about their past. The son accepted his mother's apologies, and they began to rebuild their relationship. The most important thing was that they realized that they would always have each other. But the next day, the young man woke up and realized that he had nowhere to go. But the old woman soon began to feel uncomfortable. She missed her simple life and realized that her wish had been a mistake. Fortunately, the magic in the room allowed the woman to return home. Upon returning to her village, the old woman realized how precious her simple life was and never again wished to become rich and famous. She understood that happiness lay in the little things and loved her life. Moreover, they were awarded the first prize and an opportunity to perform on the same stage as the professionals. For the competition, each child had to show their talent. He really helped her overcome her stage fright and believe in herself. In turn, Alexander noted that the girl is a very talented performer, and he simply helped her realize her potential. The girl prepared a beautiful dance number for a long time, but when it was her turn to perform, she began to experience severe stage fright. As a result, the girl forgot the dance and froze in the middle of the stage. Seeing this, the hall burst into laughter, but most importantly, they created all the conditions for the baby to live a normal life. The woman was very grateful for the help, and realized that she could finally take care of herself and her baby without asking anyone for money. The woman was very upset about this, but she tried her best to protect her baby and make him feel loved. Her age was already 78 years old, and she still lived in the same house where she grew up. The woman always dreamed of traveling around the world, but never had enough money for it. One day, the old woman decided to make a wish. She closed her eyes, made a wish, and fell asleep peacefully. Since the woman and her baby were no longer forced to beg on the street, she began to enjoy every moment spent with her baby, knowing that he was safe and sound. For her, This was the most important thing in the world. Even though she couldn't give him material things, she sang songs to the baby and told him stories, hoping to give him at least some kind of happiness. After the court hearing, the woman went to the church and began praying for forgiveness. At the same time, the young man told his father that he would never leave him and would always be grateful for everything he had done for him. The old man was very happy to hear these words and hugged his son tightly. He understood that they would always be together and that nothing could ever break their relationship. If you haven't subscribed yet, then subscribe now so that you won't miss any new videos. So let's get started. You do or not know very rarely for all that has gone from being tiny to such a degree of cry about this and help him have a better life. This little one has gone to such a degree of cry like this, to such an extent that he is very afraid. He is very hurt. We're going to take it to try to help him. Calm down. Oh, how delicious. And he began to tell him about how bad he felt and how much he missed his mother. From the first days of the baby's life, he understood that he would do everything for the child and never, ever give him up. The man worked hard every day to provide for his son, and over time, the boy grew up into a handsome young man. He always helped his adoptive father and never caused him any trouble. One day, a woman came to the old man and said that she was the boy's biological mother. She asked to return her son, promising to give him all the best things in life, but the man refused. The woman got angry, tried to take the boy away by force, but the guy didn't want to go with her. Then the woman took the man to court. However, the judge ruled in favor of the adoptive father, recognizing him as the legitimate father of the young man. But the man didn't listen to the boy's pleas, and instead offered him sweets and took the crying child to an unknown place. The boy became even more scared, thinking that the stranger wanted to eat him like a monster. Only when the police arrived at the scene did they manage to stop the man and send him to jail. And it turned out that the man wasn't going to eat the boy after all, but to sell him. Do you want to just walk a little with she? A small child who was abandoned by his parents sits alone on a bench in the park waiting for someone to help him. Every day, more and more people pass by, but none of them notice the crying boy. The child was crying for a long time, and when he noticed that no one was paying attention to him, he began to scream at the top of his lungs. The kid felt desperate. When a stranger approached the boy, he thought that finally someone had come to save him. A poor homeless man found a baby in a basket and decided to adopt him as his own son. At that moment, the woman realized that she had lost and burst into tears. Every day this poor woman begged on the street and slept under the bridge, holding her newborn baby in her arms. One day, a passerby filmed a video of the beggar woman and posted it on the internet. In addition, thanks to the efforts of volunteers, the woman and her baby were able to move to a much more comfortable place. This touching story happened recently in the city of The girl began to cry and was ready to give up. But then something amazing happened. After the performance, the girl admitted that she couldn't believe her good luck when she saw that it was Alexander who came to save her. An elderly woman lived all her life in a small village. The next morning, the woman woke up and found herself in the most luxurious hotel room. Once upon a time, in a large family with many children, one of the sons decided to run away from home. At that moment, the director of the shelter, a kind woman, offered the guy to work in the kitchen in exchange for food and shelter. But over time, the woman realized that she had been wrong and took her son to the shelter to apologize to him. Friends, write in the comments below your wishes and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye.